Welcome everyone to the Pet Club 24/7 Testimonial Tuesday. That's my favorite call of the week because it truly is about the stories. It truly is about how this is changing people's lives. And it is, I hear it day in and day out. It's what I actually live for now day to day because we are changing lives and in some cases saving lives. And it's an amazing thing to be a part of. And we do this call on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays as a place where you can bring folks to introduce them to Pet Club 24/7, a very unique company. When I first saw it, I had never heard of it in all my years in the marketing industry. Never heard of Pet Club 24/7, but I thought it was a kind of a strange name. And now I totally embody that name because Pet Club is more of a community rather than some fancy company name. They're creating a community of souls, taking a message to the world that is very timely. We're talking about something that's been around for thousands of years, that's been known about by ancient peoples. They used it because it worked. That's the thing about ancient people. Somehow they were just plugged in. Somehow their intuition was higher, or maybe it was just a lot of trial and error back in those days. But they figured things out. In traditional Chinese medicine, which I'd studied, Ayurvedic medicine, which I'd studied, going back thousands of years, it's amazing the knowledge they had amassed during those times. And they knew about the Coriolus Versicolor mushroom. They used it in their remedies throughout the ages. In fact, there was a writing in the book, the Compendium of Materia Medica in Chinese medicine from 1578. It's Bin Cao Gang Mo, and written by Li Xinzin, and written in this particular entry, written in 1578. It states that the cloud mushroom is beneficial to one's spirit. That's what they called the Coriolus versicolor, the cloud mushroom, and vital energy, and strengthens one's tendons and bones. If cloud mushroom is taken for a long time, it will make one vigorous and contribute to a long life. So they've known about it, again, for thousands of years. And yet it was in Asia that it was standardized around the most pure and potent strain. And that's the story of Pet Club 24/7. And it all started when one of the founders' mothers was diagnosed with a severe lung affliction. She was attended to at Sloan Kettering. They did everything medically possible for her. And at the end of everything they could do, they gave her about 2 months to live. And so the son was calling family members, and one of the family members happened to be a doctor in Japan who just happened to be working with a team of researchers, scientists, and doctors standardizing this mushroom and working with it. And he said to the son, "We're seeing amazing things with cases like your mother's. Would she try it?" And of course, the son said, "Absolutely, get it here as fast as you can." They did. Long story short, 4.5 months later, she felt like herself again. Back at Sloan Kettering, the doctors were shocked to see her. And yet, when they did all the tests, there was no evidence of disease. And that's where the studies started. And the studies were so amazing, the results of those studies, that MD Anderson picked up studies, Loma Linda University, Harvard University, the American Cancer Society started sponsoring studies all around the country. And they were all saying the same thing, amazing immune system modulation. Now, here's the amazing part. We have the product that they all studied. Because of the family connection, it was brought to California. It's grown in organic greenhouses and under very strict quality control. Every batch is tested, not only for potency and purity, but for its efficacy and the levels, to make sure that the levels are there. So it's amazing that we can work with that product, that we can recommend it to folks. And it's amazing what we are seeing and witnessing. Now, my experience in traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, naturopathic medicine, functional medicine, I've never seen a product that supports the overall human body like this one does. And that's what we're doing. We don't cure, we don't treat, we don't mitigate disease. What we do is we support the miracle that we are. And we truly are a miracle when you dial down to our own DNA and the ancient memory that's contained in the DNA, and all of the mechanisms that are signaling literally trillions of times every moment of our lives, from nerve signals to chemical messaging to all of these different kinds of messages telling our body what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And we live in a time that a lot of that has been interrupted. So literally the miracle of life is constantly getting interrupted by a combination of over 80,000 approved chemicals that are used in industry that find their way into our agriculture, so our food supply, our water, our air, that find their way into our building materials, our clothing, our personal care items. We are exposed. There's no escaping it. Scientists have tested the fat layers of polar bears in the Arctic and the fat layers of penguins in Antarctica. They all show evidence of these chemicals that are ubiquitous in our environment. We can't escape it. They do block mechanisms in our body. Then we add to that the fact that we've slowly increased all of the communication technologies over the past century. We've gone through all of the different Gs, and we're 5G now, and they're talking 6G already. There's all kinds of satellites in the air. There's all kinds of beaming going on. Every house is wired. Most houses you have Wi-Fi or something going on in there. It interrupts life. It interrupts that expression. Our bodies are dealing with lots of interference. So what we have is an increased incidence of disease. We see it across the board. We see it in everything from not only cancers, metabolic disorders like diabetes. We see it in all kinds of inflammatory diseases, all on the rise. We see it in neurological and brain diseases, ADHD, ADD, Alzheimer's, autism. All of these things are exponentially on the rise currently. Life expectancy is going backwards. And I think animals are the canary in the coal mine, and the brilliance of the owners of this company, the founders of this company. They opened the door. I call it the pet door. They opened the pet door because they saw that as a very safe door to bring out this amazing miracle that's been here throughout time, that literally was offered to us. Even our ancients discovered it. It was kind of like forgotten over many millennia, but now it's resurfaced in its most potent and pure form at a time where it is most needed, when we are most challenged and struggling mightily with all kinds of things. And so I'm really happy to be a part of this and a part of this great company that's attracting all of the right people. The people that are being drawn to Pet Club 24/7 are amazing. And one of the first people that I was talking to about Pet Club, she said, well, if people don't like pets, I don't want to work with them anyway. So I think that's kind of a filter right there. We have all the people that love pets, but now the cells of this company are about 50-50 pet and people, because you can't hold people down. The pets were getting better so quickly and so amazingly. The pet owners were seeing amazing things. They demanded a human product. And the owners of the company said, we'll do it with one condition: no human testimonials on our website, because they really were building this company for the long haul. They're creating a legacy. They're building this company for their grandchildren. And so they're putting the pieces together for this to be really long lasting. And they're keeping the compliance and all of that really safe. And they have not only one network marketing attorney that I know, and who's one of the best in the business, but they've recently brought on another one to just comb everything to make sure it's super compliant, because their plans are here for the long haul. And that's a great thing, because that's what I want. And I want to leave something for my grandchildren as well. So anyway, folks, Testimonial Tuesday, we're gonna bring on some folks that have experienced this. I'll kick it off with just a reminder of what happened in my situation. It was the end of December. And if you recall, it was very foggy in lots of places. It was especially foggy here where I was. And all of a sudden, I had something in my chest that wouldn't clear up. And I thought, well, it's a virus, and I know how to deal with that. And I figured
give Jasmine
antiviral things that I know. We've got a Marietta, you've got your, oh, well, okay, now you're okay.
I got it.
I do all the antiviral things that I know, and I did, and it was getting worse. And that's when I talked to my good buddy, Hernan Lawless, and he said he'd had a cough since the COVID era that would not clear up, but it cleared up. And I'm like, what, how did you do it? He introduced me to Kurt and Kristen, and they ended up sending me some product. And in 2 days, my lungs cleared. I was amazed. There was no question about it that that was the only thing different that I did. And it immediately started clearing up. But then we watched our dog that we were getting ready to put down, an 11-year-old large breed German Shepherd that had lost much of his fur. Every time he would eat, he would gag. I felt his throat. It was full of lumps. I figured he had cancer, but I didn't want to put him into all of the tests and the treatment and all of that because of his age. When he was 8 years old, he was starting to get some issues. And when I looked it up, his breed lives to about 8, which is shocking to me, but that's all that we could expect. Now he's 11. And we got product for him as well. And within 2 weeks, I noticed fur regrowing. Within 2 months, he'd age regressed by at least 3 years. My wife and I were staring at him going, we never would have believed that was possible. There's no way. My wife had been dealing with a dental thing, a lot of pain and swelling in her face. She'd been to the dentist 3 times. They wanted to do a root canal. The biological dentist we wanted to see wasn't available for 3 or 4 months. She started taking the InForce, and within 1 week, no more pain. She hasn't had any pain since. Maybe she should keep the appointment with the dentist, but she canceled it. And anyway, that was her option. Anyway, she has no problem with the dental thing anymore. Anyway, I want to bring on some other folks. And we will, somebody keeps calling me. Okay, we're going to bring on Ryan Parker. Yeah. Ryan, if you can unmute, please, and let us know your story.
I don't think he's on here.
There,
yet,
Ryan.
Jerry, he's not on here yet.
Okay.
Circle back.
Okay, we'll come back to Ryan. Let me know if he shows up, Hernan. Appreciate it. We'll go to Sherry Sutonu. Sorry, I'm not saying it quite right, but I know who you are.
That's cool, Jerry. That's cool, Jerry. However you pronounce it, Sherry Sutono.
For me.
I'm in beautiful Montana.
Right, thank you.
And I'm going to really try to keep this within 2 minutes, but I got so many awesome stories to tell. I'm going to talk fast, so you got to listen fast, everybody. I got into the mushroom business in the middle of March. And I've been working with herbs for many, many years. And I had a lot of problems. 2.5 years ago, I fell off, and I'm 78. I don't just lay around, do nothing. I'm an active person. I was up on a 9-foot ladder, and I fell off a 9-foot ladder and broke both my feet and ankles. So I was in booties and hospital bed for 6 months. And I was having some terrible nerve damage, neuropathy, of course. And when I got out of my bed of affliction of that, I discovered I had scoliosis in the spine. So that was another bummer and a lot of pain. I would have to, I stand at the sink washing dishes for 15 minutes and I had to plop down in a chair. I don't mean sit, I mean plop, heart racing, hyperventilating. And then I had the sleep app. I'm telling you all the symptoms, and I'm going to tell you the good part after I give you the symptoms to you. I had sleep apnea. I got onto that in 21. I had episodes of perhaps 38 per hour. Wasn't too cool. And then I have, well, let me tell you about the sleep apnea. So I went, after being on the mushrooms now for, since about almost 2.5 months, I'm down to 2.5 from 38 episodes per hour. I'm going in next week to get off the sleep back machine, but I have to have a sleep study first. The scoliosis, as I said, I could stand for 15 minutes. Now I'm working out in the yard for 4 or 5 hours and sitting down maybe 3 times. The insomnia I have had forever and a day. I used to take 8 pills at 8 or 9, 10 pills a night. All my friends could attest to that. And it was, okay, next, Amazon, next. Now I'm not taking anything to sleep at all. I sleep through the whole night. And to prove the fact, I have a handicap plate on my car. You don't just get that because you want it. You get it because you need it. And I still have that. And I'm walking around. Well, I'm a Bronco Buster's daughter, cowgirl, and I love wearing my cowboy boots. Well, I have not worn my boots for 4 years since before the accident. I wore them all the time. Tucked my pant legs in, just strutting my stuff in my cowboy boots. And I thought, I'm going to try my boots on, see if I can wear them. And I walked around the house. Boy, these feel really great. So I wore them to the office. And that same day, I had a lot of orders to get out, and I had to rush to the post office. It was 5 to 5 when I landed there. Well, I have a walker in the back of my truck, and I'd go to the walker and load it up, take my packages inside. Well, in an emergency, you don't forget how to walk. You've always walked. I didn't jump, I'm lying. I got out of the truck and I walked up 9 stairs and I hustled to the front with all my packages. Phew, I just made it. Then I turned around and went to the back of the post office to get my mail, the boxes, and I stopped dead track, Jerry. Stopped in the middle. Oh my God, I don't have a walker. I don't have a cane. So I have this big package from Canada with some of my herbal products in it. And Tina, the postmaster, she said, "Hi, Sherry, how you doing?" I said, "Oh, Tina, you asked a loaded question." I said, don't I? Let me tell you, Tina, you used to always see me come in here with a walker. I'm packing 30 pounds underneath my arm and I don't have a walker. Oh my God, what did you do? The postmaster said, "Let me get my purse. I want some." Do you have them with you? I said, "Yes, I do." So I sold it right over the counter. And I had a friend come in tonight named Brian, and he was destined to have shoulder surgery. They're going to replace his 2 shoulders with metal whatevers. Well, praise the Lord, they canceled the surgery because they had another thing come up. Well, he came into my shop. We prayed for the healing, and I gave him the mushrooms. He came in tonight, just an hour ago, and he raised both hands over his head, and he couldn't hardly get his keys out of his pocket before. It was an exertion, just digging in his pocket to get the keys. Raising his hands over his head. So, I mean, it was tearful. It was just tearful. And then I had an Amish guy. I deal a lot with the Amish people. They're smarter than the average American. They do natural things. Well, they bought 12 of them, and he has a daughter, 10 years old, that had water in her ear, and she was deaf. And they were destined to do surgery and put tubes in her ear. No, don't do that. That's plastic in the brain, in the head. Don't do it. And it could cause an infection. Use the mushrooms. Well, he called me, guys, and 4 days later, he said, you gotta hear this, Sherry. He says, my daughter with the hearing, on the 5th day, she woke up and her pillow was wet. All that stuff drained out, not over yet, but it drained out of her little ear, and now she can hear again. It's not over yet, but only in 5 days. So today, like I said, I haven't even been in for 3 months. I buy it, the product, I don't do the online MLM because I've got old sick people that I deal with serious problems, and Amish, they don't have a computer. So I have to stock. Well, Fifi will attest to it. Today I bought my 6th turbo pack. And I had nothing left, hardly. So this stuff is going like rocket ships, and they come in and buy, 1 or 2. And oh my God, it works so. Let me have 5 or 6 for the family. So I'm selling dozens a day. So I am and I've got a cupboard. I had to buy a special cute glass cover to put on my bar in the kitchen to house all my vitamins and minerals that I've been buying over the years. Because when you got issues like I did, you try and you try and you try. And I go, where have I been all these years in the herbal business that I'm in? Never heard about mushrooms. And I got it, and it's changed my world. I'm kicking around. My customers come to my door. I used to greet them in a wheelchair, and they'd bend down and give me a hug, and we'd talk business. Now I strut to the door with my cowboy boots on, and I give them a hug standing up. So, this is tremendous, just totally, totally tremendous. So that's all I got to say. If that isn't enough, I don't know what.
Sherry, you are truly an inspiration. I thank you so much. I loved that.
My pleasure.
I-
My pleasure. Just so much to mention. And I just went in a respective time because I'm trying to keep what you said, Jerry, to keep it, 2 minutes so that everybody can get a try. But I did my best and I talk fast. But boy, there's a lot of stuff that, praise the Lord, mushrooms are the ticket to ride. And thank you, Kristen and Kurt, for working with me. And I'm loving the mushrooms, and we're all going to rock with this because we had the pleasure of being part of people's healings. Oh my God, what a joy. What an absolute splendorous joy. Thank you, Lord. Anyway, I'll end it at that.
Truly is. Thank you so much, Sherry. Really appreciate
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. God bless you all. Okay, bye-bye.
it. Thank you. We'll check in real quick and see if Ryan Parker's here yet. Have you seen him, Hernan?
No, he probably got hung up at work.
Okay, we'll go ahead and go to Jennifer Meadows, and that's a good friend of mine now after knowing her for some time. And Jennifer, please tell us your story. I know you're here. I saw you.
Jennifer, you need to unmute.
Still muted. You'll have to find the mute. You're unmuted. I can't do it. There you go.
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. Perfect. Thanks.
Okay. Well, last February, I was pretty miserable. I mean, I was happy because I was with my daughters, but I was feeling very old. I had trouble walking. I was using walking sticks like ski poles to pull me along. My shoulders were rounded. My balance was terrible. And besides that, not only my kids are gone, but my grandkids have all grown, and they're doing their thing too. Not that my kids are gone; they're all alive and very happy. But anyway, so I was really lonely. It wasn't a good time. And then I got the magic call about Pet Club 24/7, and oh my gosh, what a difference! And mine happened pretty fast. In just a day or two, all of a sudden I could stand up straight. It felt so good, and I could walk with ease, and my balance was better. Just amazing, and my clarity of I'm just getting so much done, and including getting things organized in my home. I'm trying to think what else. Well, and then on that part, my skin, I had people mention how smooth and nice my arms look. I used to keep them covered. I'd never wear a sleeveless anything. Oh, and there's less of me. Somehow my weight hasn't changed. I have more muscle, a lot more muscle, but I'm losing layers. And so that's fun. And then there's my dog. He's 16 years old. He's a Shih Tzu Yorkie. He was blind. He's living a pretty sad life and bumping into things and so on. And I would take him down and I'd hold a tight leash on him so he wouldn't walk off the curb. And then he'd do his business. We'd take him home. He can see now. He doesn't see really well, but he can see. His energies come back. His brain, I keep seeing him getting smarter and smarter, bringing me toys. And just yesterday, we were walking. I was getting kind of bored because a lot of the time he just stands around. And I said, let's go home. And he walked over. I have a little wheeled cart. He walked over to the cart and stood there, and I couldn't even realize he was doing it at first. And then, like today, he greeted me at the door. This is all new. This is all wonderful. I have my dog back. So, and then I have a new family. So my immediate family all left me, but I have the most amazing people now that I'm part of. They're awesome. And they all think like me, which is really great.
That's the best.
Yeah, I love it. I love where I am. And I'm not feeling old anymore. I have no idea. I feel 10, 20 years younger than I used to. Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, good for you, Jennifer. I really appreciate you And I know how it feels to have to get your dog back. It happened with me as well. So it's a great feeling.
Yes, and it's so nice
Yeah.
to be here with you. Just thank you so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. It is awesome. And we have Francis Parker. He was calling repeatedly, so I don't, maybe was he not able to show up? Or are you on, Francis? If you are, try to unmute.
I'll check. Yeah, he's on there.
I see Francis. Yeah,
I see Francis.
Francis, if you can unmute. Francis is a rock and roller from the rock and roll days, a drummer. Try to find your mute button, Francis.
I'll call him, Jerry.
Okay. All right. Meanwhile, I see Barry and Cindy, Barry McLeod, my good buddy of like 20 plus years. Barry, you've got amazing stories. Maybe tell us one of them, if you would, please. There you go.
Yeah. Jerry, we don't have time for us to tell you all the stories that have happened to us, but what we have, it really is miraculous. And the people that we're dealing with, working with, helping, are seeing results. And, we've also noticed that some of the major things that we've seen, the miracles, but also I believe there's a residual effect. The longer you're on this, then you start noticing little things that you didn't even think about, but all of a sudden they're gone. So I would encourage everybody to, don't ever be without these. These just, it's just having me sit here for the last 3 hours without having to get up and go take some pain pills is just amazing. So the mushrooms work. They definitely help modulate the immune system and give the immune system all the credit, because I guess I did not have a great enough respect of the immune system before you introduced this to us, and now I'm the number one fan of my own immune system. And my wife.
That's awesome.
One last story. My wife now insists that she will never be without her 8 a day. So,
Wow.
and she's been with me a lot of years, Jerry, through a lot of the different businesses, and she's never said that before. So we know we're on the right path.
Yeah, same thing from my wife. She, in all the businesses I was ever in, it was like pulling teeth, no pun intended there, to get her to take any supplements. But this one she takes every day because she knows it benefits her. There's no question. So what a great product to be a part of. And thank you, Barry. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Brian jumped on. Brian Parker.
Okay, Ryan Parker. Can you share your story, please? I don't see him.
Yeah, he's in there. He just has to unmute.
Try to find your mute button there, Ryan.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
If we can. Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Hey, Dr. Jerry, how you doing?
Doing great. Thank you.
Can you guys hear me?
We can. Please share. Yeah. Go ahead.
So just real quick, my wife was diagnosed with congestive heart failure about 2 months ago. I know, Dr. Jerry, you're familiar with that. And so I tried some Ayurvedic holistic stuff initially, and she was still taking her prescribed meds as well. So I ordered the Coriolus Versicolor, I want to say about 2 months ago as well. And I had her on 5 pills in the morning, 5 at night. And it wasn't until then, now, just to let you know up front, she couldn't walk 10 feet when she was first diagnosed with this health challenge. So within a month's time after being on the mushrooms, I want to say she was able to walk a little bit more. Breathing got much better. Energy went up a little bit. Second month in, and I'm not saying this product mitigates, cure, prevents anything. What I am saying that when the challenge is there, I couldn't believe how remarkably well she was doing. Just phenomenal. As far as her breathing, energy, she's able to walk from the garage to her office at work and just do things that sometimes we take for granted. So in a nutshell, it's been a miracle as far as what this product has been able to do for her in a very short, limited period of time. So I want to thank you guys. Thank Brandon for introducing us to the product. And we're looking for better results in the future here as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. I really appreciate it. And I might want to jump in and say, how can anything work in so many different parts of the body? Well, when you're modulating the immune system, you're talking every cell of your body. And when we talk about systems of the body, you talk about skeletal systems, that's the bone. You talk about nervous system, it's the brain and the nerves. The circulatory system, the heart and the vessels. Gastrointestinal, the tube from your mouth down through the gut. But the immune system is literally every cell of the body. And so when you modulate the immune system, you're allowing the expression to complete itself. You're allowing the DNA to fully engage with manifesting that perfection that we were intended to be. And that's an amazing thing that we can support that by modulating the immune system. And we've known throughout time and by the studies that it supports gut function, liver function, nerve and brain function, but modulating the immune system is the key to all of these different stories that you're hearing tonight. And Barry said it. He said he has greater respect for immune system and immune modulation now than ever, but people are figuring that out. In the last 5 years, people have realized the most valuable thing we can have is a properly modulated immune system, because then we're able to regenerate, we're able to rebalance, we're able to do all of the things to restore ourselves and defend ourselves against all of the assaults that we're dealing with on a constant basis. So it's just common sense. We have the most prestigious health institutes in the world saying phenomenal immune system modulation. It's common sense to partake. So we have a product that everyone wants, everyone needs. And I'll wrap up the call by saying there's so much amazing support from Kurt and Kristen Ludlow, from the owners of the company, all of the great leaders on this call. There's websites, petsystemguide.com. That's amazing. There's calls almost every day but Sunday. Our team does the Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday call that you're on now. Corporately, there's a call every morning, Monday through Friday. There's a training Saturday morning. There's trainings throughout the week. There's a schedule on petsystemguide.com, and there's lots of other information there as well. There's another website put up by Judy Womack. Thank you, Judy. Learnaboutpc.com. It's a great quick reference site where if you're looking for something or trying to figure something out, you can go in there. It's very well cataloged. You can go right to it. Learn About PC stands for Pet Club, of course. And again, lots of great support. It's a great family, a great team to be a part of. And we are here to change lives and change the world. And it doesn't get any better than that. So God bless you guys. You guys are amazing. And we'll be back again on Thursday. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody
Bye.
for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, everyone, for stepping up. That's awesome. Those stories mean a lot. Bye for now.